Joe.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, Joe and Joe are back in the house, back in the kitchen, back at Joelicious Kitchen. Tonight, we're celebrating with you
St. Patty's Day.
It's right around the corner.
That's
It's
right.
a week away, right? Something like that. Today in the studio with us, we have Camera Joe, Tech Joe, and Veggie Joe, all in one person, right there. He's going to help us today. And for that reason, and not only, a lot of you folks have been asking us to make more vegetarian recipes. So today is a perfect opportunity to actually do some experimenting.
Yes.
We're doing an authentic
Stout
loaded pie. And we're doing the meat version with beef, stew beef, and the vegetarian version with mushrooms. So we will need 1 pound of stew meat and about a pound of mushrooms, a little less than a pound. We're using some mushrooms for the meat recipe as well. We will also need the authentic Irish beer from the famous brand, the Stout. Stout is the beer we need for the recipe.
Yes.
We will also need some 2 onions chopped real good. Some bacon. 2 slices of bacon. This is pre-cooked bacon, so we don't need to cook it. We're gonna just throw it right in the recipe. 2 slices. We're gonna use some chicken broth and veggie broth for the veggie version. Pepper and salt as always.
Yeah. Carrots.
Carrots. 2 carrots sliced. One recipe is 1 carrot per recipe. 1 onion per recipe.
Right.
We're garnishing everything with wedged potatoes, Irish style.
We're gonna wedge them for you.
And we're using not phyllo, my bad. We're using puff pastry. 2 sheets that come in the box in your grocery store. They were previously frozen, but we're gonna put them away in the fridge because we're not gonna need them right away. So basically, and we will also need some bay leaves. Plenty of time. We don't have a lot of time, but we're gonna need some time. 2 eggs at the end of the recipe. Cornstarch at the end of the recipe. 2 teaspoons of sugar, white sugar. 1 teaspoon per recipe. And what else am I missing? Oh, for the wedges we're using this authentic Irish butter. Well, this one is actually infused with some herbs and garlic, of course. Okay. Easier to use that. If you're using regular butter, use salted or unsalted of your choice, and just add some spices of your choice.
Yep.
Herbs of your.
Herbs.
Garlic.
Spices.
Herbs. Either that or basically crush some garlic or use minced garlic and mix it with butter while you're cooking. So we're gonna start with. We're gonna start with Joe is gonna do this is basically a side work for right now. We're not doing. This is what we're gonna do. The meat recipe it will take a longer time to cook, so we're gonna start with that, and somewhere midway we're gonna start off again with the non-meat version, with the vegetarian version, and we're just gonna probably take off from there, and because the meat version is gonna take an hour and a half or so, and the non-meat version is gonna take about 30 minutes to 45 minutes, along with potatoes. It's gonna be about 45 minutes. So we're gonna start by just going to the stove. So folks, we're gonna start by starting the fire. We're actually doing just one, Joe. Right now we're doing just the meat one. Okay. Because that one's gonna be 30 to 45 minutes. We're gonna drizzle this with oil. All you gotta do, Joe, right now is
just drink my beer.
Drink your beer and enjoy St.Patti, upcoming holiday of St. Patty's Day. And I'm gonna just throw all this meat here, and we're gonna stir it and cook it, brown it, and after that we're gonna take care of the rest of the recipe. And while it is cooking for an hour and a half, an hour and 15 minutes actually, we are gonna go make some skits while Joe is here. You know, we'll take advantage of that and make some skits. All right, so we want to brown this meat. I'll take that from you, and I'll take that from me. All right, cheers and beers. Okay, so the meat is brown on all sides. We're going to take it And toss it in
In
this
a bowl.
bowl. Right, just like that. Boom, done. Come on. There you go.
There.
Now, we're going to take half of the onions, which is one full-size onion. We're going to drizzle a little more olive oil.
Olive oil is good.
Yes, sir. And the onion is going in. We're going to leave the rest for the vegetarian recipe. Half of the carrots, which is one carrot right there. That should be good. Mushrooms. Stir. We're going to reserve the bacon for a little bit later when we throw the meat back in. But for right now, we're going to throw one clove of garlic right in there. I need my knife.
Yep, there you go.
And 1 teaspoon of sugar.
That'll sweeten it up.
Yep. Okay, so that looks cooked
The
to me.
mushrooms, onions, and carrots, marvelous.
Done. We're going to throw back the meat
Go back
with
to
the
meat,
juice.
With the juices, nice.
And then we're going to throw the bacon in. Chopped, nicely chopped. We're going to take 1/8 fluid ounce container of chicken broth or beef broth, whatever you guys have. We're using chicken broth. I'm going to pour it all over it. Yes, we're going to use a little. It's going to evaporate, right?
Yep.
And then,
I'll take that, Joe.
thank you, sir. And then the main part, of course.
The stout.
The stout is going right in. Along with, look at that. We're not going to pour the whole bottle, so we're going to
Half a bottle.
yes, replenish on the beer.
That's fine.
All right. And now we're going to stir it, and we're going to add
Flour.
1.5 tablespoons of flour. 1.5. Right there.
Okay.
Stir it real good. Bring it to boil. And after that, we're going to cover it and simmer it for 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Okay.
It looks nice and Irish.
Yes.
Looks Irish to me.
Me too.
I'm going to raise the heat. All right. So we're going to set the timer for 1 hour.
1 hour.
Because
We can look at it.
we can actually, no, we're going to start, that's when we're going to start the veggie version as well.
Okay.
Along with the potatoes. So,
Okay.
all right. So let me cover this. Okey-doke.
There you go.
Okay, folks. 1 hour.
Cheers,
All
Joe.
right. Cheers, Joe. It's been over 1 hour. The meat recipe is cooking in full swing.
Yep.
We're going to start on the vegetarian recipe along with the potatoes. So, no, the other one, Joe.
Yep, I get it.
All right. I'm going to drizzle some olive oil. A little more. A little more, a little more. And There you go.
Good.
Now we're going to throw the onions and the carrots into the mix. Boom.
I'll take that.
Okay, we need a separate clean spoon for the veggie recipe. So you're in charge of this right now?
Yep.
I'm going to take care of the meat recipe after all.
What about mushrooms? No?
Mushrooms, not quite yet.
Okay.
There we go. While you're doing that, I am going to take the potatoes and I am going to melt that authentic Irish butter for the potatoes. So we're taking this full stick.
Melting the
of
whole
butter.
stick.
We're melting the whole stick. That Joe. I think now mushrooms can go
good.
right in.
Dump them right in. That's a lot of mushrooms.
Yes, sir. They'll shrink as they cook.
Yes.
All right, the butter's melted. Now, we're going to take all the potatoes and toss them
With the
into
butter.
the butter.
Yep.
Mix real well. And now they're all going right onto this baking sheet covered with parchment paper. Spread them out evenly. And throw them right in the oven. At this point, we're going to open the lid, stir the meat, add a little bit of salt and pepper. Then we're going to add the garlic.
You nice?
Yes. Right there.
Yeah, right here.
There you go. Good to go. Stir it now. So for the first recipe, we're going to mix some water and cornstarch. And add it to the stew
Thicken it up.
to thicken it up. Because remember, we're making the Stout Loaded Pie.
Yeah, this is looking really good.
Yeah, Joe.
Smells incredible.
Yep.
going right in it.
There you go. That's great.
There you go. Now it's the turn for the sugar to go into the veggie option.
Okay.
And then we're adding the magical super stout.
Super stout. Right. Wow.
And the vegetable broth. Right in.
Nice.
Oh, sorry, Joe.
Didn't get me, Joe.
I didn't?
Nope. You
Too
took
bad.
close.
Too bad. I wanted to.
It was close. There you go.
That should be good.
That looks awesome.
And we're going to cover it,
Okay.
wait for it to start boiling, and we're going to simmer it for about 15 minutes or so. Alright, it's almost boiling. Now, at this point, we're going to shut off the heat on this one because we're good to go here. I'm going to take the beef version and start filling the dish. Alright. While Joe is finishing up the veggie version, I'm going to take the beef version and start filling the dish. Oh, it smells so good.
Yes, it does.
We're basically gonna roll out the puff pastry.
Want me to open this one too?
Not
Not yet.
Not quite yet. I think actually we might wanna put it back in the fridge. Well, actually, we don't even need to roll it out. It's good the way it is.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
We could just basically
Just cover it, right?
cover it like that. Tuck in the edges. Make it look presentable,
Yeah.
just like that. And now
Looks
we're
good.
gonna take one egg.
You're gonna paint it.
Correct.
Nice. You have a paintbrush.
That's right, Joe. Whisk it a little bit.
Yep. Nice.
And brush it.
Yep.
Alright, so we're gonna glaze the top of the pie. I think we're actually gonna be good with this with just one egg here because
Yes.
we don't really need two eggs.
No.
So let's save this one for later.
Yep.
Maybe I'll make some kind of Irish omelet or
There you go.
something. While the potatoes are cooking, the pie is getting ready to go to the oven. We're going to cut a slit like this, like this, like this, and like this.
Nice.
And maybe do one like this, like this, like this, and like this.
Looks good.
Now it's going to go to the oven. Let's see, the temperature should be about 350 degrees. Well, let's make it 375. So
Okay. Yes, that is done, Joe.
absolutely. Look at
Look at that.
that. All right.
Okay.
Well,
Spatula.
I'd say a pie server.
There you go.
We'll need one for vegetarian, one for regular. We'll need forks. And we will need, we have beer. We need something to grab the potatoes.
Okay.
So, all right, let's start with potatoes. There you go. One more.
Yep. That's good.
Hot. And now, the pie. Absolutely. Ready, Joe?
I'm ready.
Your plate, and we're gonna rock.
How's that? There you go, Joe.
Let me put some more.
Hey.
We will need a spoon for this one.
Okay.
Get a spoon. Let's use the spoon.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, Joe.
That's good. Wow.
Same idea here. Mushrooms, I see mushrooms in
Oh
there.
yeah. Yep.
All right,
Okay.
let's give it a shot.
Are you ready?
I am ready, Joe. I think we need knives too. What do you think?
No.
No? Just cut
No,
them
why would you need a knife?
to cut everything. Well, I'm gonna, it's hot. It's gonna be hot right now.
The beef is very tender, Joe.
Is it?
Very tender.
I do need a knife for beef. Hold on. Sure you don't want one? All right. Yes, it is. Very Irish, isn't it?
Potatoes are delicious.
Yeah, Joe.
Hot, very, very hot, but very good.
Oh,
All right, Joe. I'm giving it a 9. This is really good. This is one of the best.
it's an Irish 9.
Yeah, yeah.
Strong. They say stubborn. In a good meaning. Irish 9.
Yeah.
Folks, today we made stout loaded pie.
Pie.
The veggie version is still in the oven. It's running behind about 20 to 30 minutes. We're going to do it as postscriptum after Joe leaves. So folks, you should definitely try this. St. Patty's Day or any other day.
Yeah.
If you feel Irish,
Oh,
that's the stuff to make. Here's some beers
cheers and beers,
from
Joe.
Joelicious Kitchen. Alright folks, Joe just left. Me and Camera Joe, or Tech Joe, or Veggie Joe are gonna try the best stuff on earth right now. So this is the veggie pie, this is the stout loaded pie, vegetarian version. So we're gonna try it right now. Joe, come on over here, let's try it. Let's cut it and try it. Look at this. Look at how pretty it is. Look at how yummy it looks. Nice, and we forgot to cut the slits, but it's okay. It made it even better this way. So let's try it, and let's say yay or nay. Right, Joe?
That's right.
All right, I see you already got your potatoes. So all we gotta do is, come on over here, come on over here. We're doing it, Joe, we're doing it. Go. There you go. There you go. We need a big spoon for the
Look how flaky that is.
Joe.
Oh, it smells amazing.
All right, I need your plate.
Oh yeah.
All right, Joe. Let's mangi. Try this one. I smell beer. I don't care about the way it looks now. I don't care about cosmetic that much. So
It is all about the flavor.
it's all about the flavor. So let's try it and decide for ourselves. I will need a couple more of those potatoes. All right, Joe. Let's do it. Wicked good. Wicked good.
The mushrooms are tender, but not soft. Just got just the perfect amount of crunch to it.
Folks, this is a perfect recipe for vegetarians. You can cook it with mushrooms. You can try all other alternatives too. Any veggies should be fine. Broccoli. That's your St. Patty's Day treat. So here at Joelicious Kitchen with Joe and Joe, we made Stout Loaded Pie. Folks, stay tuned. There'll be more Joelicious Kitchen with more vegetarian and not only recipes, and of course a lot of beer. Joe and Joe here. Stay tuned.
Kitchen. Yeah, Joe.